And we're back here in Avon, Ohio. Lake Erie Crushers, All-Pro Freight Stadium. Your Washington Wild Things playing Game 2 of 3-game series versus the Lake Erie Crushers. Last scheduled regular season series for your Wild Things of the year. On the mound for Lake Erie will be right-hander Josh Hedinger. Hedinger, as I noted, a recent acquisition from Schaumburg Boomers in a trade. The tall right-hander is making his third start with Lake Erie. 1-1 record, 5.91 ERA, 10 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks. Has allowed 7 earned runs. And batters are hitting a .268 batting average against of Hedinger. Hedinger spent, like I said, majority of the season with Schaumburg, has been in the rotation from day one in the Frontier League. Lake Erie added him at the deadline to bolster the rotation that has lost Mike Devine and some other big pieces over the year. Hedinger, a Clemson graduate, spent a couple years with the Detroit Tiger system. Hedinger here in the top of the first will be facing Andrew Heck, Chris Grayson, Ricky Rodriguez. 1, 2, 3 your Wild Things lineup. Thanks for joining us here on this MSA production of 2016 season of the Washington Wild Things. Also want to apologize, as I did yesterday, for the unfortunate camera angle of this production. The press box here in Avon, Ohio is drastically down the third base line, so not as easy to see the ball game straight up in a normal production. Seeing the ball fly, seeing foul balls a little bit easier. So my calls might be a little delayed in terms of making sure I'm seeing the same thing as the umpire sees, even though my vantage point is not that good. Strong wind, still blowing in from center field as of from yesterday. Andrew Heck steps in there for the 0-0 pitch from Hedinger. First pitch fastball, swung on and missed. Severe shadows now for Game 2 of this series. Not easy for hitters at all this time of year. Heck drives this ball to center field. Oliver is going to camp under it in center for out number 1. Tough road trip for Wild Things hitters. Go out to Windy City, where traditionally the ball does not fly too well, and the weather did not help the cause with the wind and the batter's eye there. Not a hitter-friendly park, and coming here and much of the same. Chris Grayson steps in, righty and lefty action. Grayson takes that pitch for strike 1. Interesting note of Andrew Heck last night. He was a home run short of a cycle. Had to put that all together after the game last night. Grayson's 0-1, fouled up. De La Rosa tracks it down for out number 2. Previously told that Washington Wild Things have not had a hitter ever hit for the cycle in the 15 years. We've had 3 or 4 guys very close this year. I think Andrew Heck at least has 2 or 3 of the opportunities. He's going to bring up your 3-hole batter. Third baseman Ricky Rodriguez. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the first. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Hedinger winds and delivers. Breaking ball down in the zone. Rodriguez, second-year pro, acquired from the Amarillo Thunderheads in the Richie Morosky trade of the 2015 season. Hedinger's 2-0 on the way. Fouled straight back. Rodriguez played collegiately Florida Tech. Everyday third baseman there when he was out in Amarillo with Bobby Brown managing. Played outfield, played second, played first, played third. Very versatile defender. The 2-1 on the way. Swing, and that ball is going to just be foul. Rodriguez here in Washington, primarily playing third base. He was the third base all-star here in the Frontier League East. He's played outfield in spring training, been the DH some portions of the year. 2-2, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Hedinger pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fastball, strike 3. We're going to pause, entering the bottom of the first inning. Paint the picture for Luke Wilkins as he trots up to make his last start of the season. We're going to return here, bottom of the first inning, this MSA production of your Washington Wild Things versus the Lake Erie Crushers. Game 2 of a 3-game series that's going to conclude tomorrow, 5:05. Let's take a look here at tonight's starting pitcher for your Washington Wild Things. It's going to be right-hander, number 26, Luke Wilkins. Luke Wilkins, this will be his 17th start of the season, currently with a 3-7 record. 4.20 ERA, 98 innings of work, 75 strikeouts, 45 walks. Luke will be facing off against Rob Powell to start the ball game. Wilkins, fastball, curveball, cutter, changeup. We're going to work 86, 88 largely for Wilkins. First pitch of the ball game, in there, strike 1. The 0-1, Wilkins shakes and delivers. Ball is going to be popped up right center. Popkins and Grayson's converge. Grayson calls him off for out number 1. Wilkins listed as a rookie on your roster. He's a 26-year-old, 5-year pro of the Australian Baseball League. The Sydney Blue Sox is his team, as his hometown is Sydney, Australia. He's going to bring up Brennan Constantino. 0-0 pitch. Fastball in there, strike 1. Wilkins going through the signs with catcher John Fidanza. Down in the zone, evens the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 on the way. Fastball down. Brings the count 2-1. Very important for Luke, getting ahead, using his off-speed. Cutter changeup is his strength. Fastball's fouled, third base side. Wilkins a staple in the Wild Things rotation last year, following the trade of Matt Sergey. Wilkins became the anointed ace and threw very, very well. Had some health arm issues to address in the offseason and was unable to replicate the season that he had last year. Fastball hits Constantino in the back of the head. Going to take his time here to trot down the first base. Wilkins, understandably frustrated with a little bit of his season's production. Got has gotten relatively better here in the second half, controlling his walks, something that he really succeeded with last year was limiting walks and making people hit against him to beat him. It's going to bring up the catcher. Sorry, it's going to bring up the center fielder. Connor Oliver with a runner on first. Brendan Constantino, 1 out. Wilkins comes set. Oliver squares the bunt, pulls back. Ball 1. Wilkins and Fidanza going through their signs. Wilkins checking Constantino at first. Ricky Rodriguez even with the bag in case of a bunt situation. The 1-0 just a bit high. Brings count 2-0. 85 on the gun for Wilkins. Pretty standard. It's going to need to get ahead and use his off speed to induce some soft contact. 2-0 on the way. Ball's driven very deep, very far, but very foul. Off the bat, you could tell Connor Oliver got all of it. Not really a threat as with the way the wind is and where that ball started, had no chance of even being close to the foul pole. Brings the count 2-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch in there, evens the count 2-2. Connor Oliver returned to the Lake Erie Crushers following a being signed by the New York Yankees. The 2-2 lined in the left center. It's going to drop in front of Andrew Heck for a base hit. It's going to be the first hit of the ball game for either team. It's going to set runners up at first and second here with 1 out. Wilkins went to an off-speed pitch there. Just left it a little too high in the zone, and Oliver was able to stay through it and hit a line drive in front of Andrew Heck in left field. It's going to bring up the catcher, Jose Barraza. First baseman Barraza not catching. Have to always catch myself with that after his 2015 season where he caught largely every game. Wilkins set. 2 men on. Ball's popped up. It's going to stay in play. Rodriguez and Willard converge. Rodriguez makes the grab right in front of the home plate bullpen of Lake Erie in left field. It's going to be out number 2. Two outs. Runner stay pat, first and second. Eric Grabe, the shortstop, stepping to the plate. Grabe drove in all 3 runs in the first inning of last night's ball game to put Lake Erie quickly ahead 3-0. Wilkins set. First pitch, fastball just outside. 88 on the board. Wild Things defense playing straight up. Come set, the 1-0 on the way. Called strike 1. Couple new faces in the lineup tonight in terms of your normal staples every day. The 1-1. Breaking pitch. Checks to the umpire in the field. Says no swing. Count goes 2-1. Ryan Willard playing shortstop tonight. Austin Wilbrock, night off. John Fidanza behind the plate. Kyle Pollock, day off. With only one game left on the schedule. Ground ball down the third base line. Fair. That ball is going to get to the wall. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Eric Grabe does it again in the bottom of the first. Drives in some runs to put Lake Erie ahead early. Lake Erie ahead 2-0 here with a 2-out single. Out of the diving grasp of third baseman Ricky Rodriguez. It's going to bring up Sean Hurley, the left fielder, number 15. Runner on second here with 2 outs. First pitch fastball, strike 1. Not how Wilkins surely wants to start his last outing of the season, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. Fastball down, evens the count 1-1. Wilkins at 26. One would expect this might be probably the last time you see him in a Wild Things uniform. Being halfway across the world in Australia, and the 1-1 in there. 1-2 on the cutter. Wilkins going through his signs with Finanza. Comes set. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. Count's going to go even 2-2. Wilkins looking to try to get that call to retire Hurley on strikes. Just off the corner. Wilkins set. Pitch on the way. Slider check. No swing. Count's going to go full. Full count, 2 outs. 2 runs in for Lake Erie on a hit batter, single, double in order. 3-2. Cutter misses outside. It's going to be a walk. Runners now on first and second, bringing up the right fielder, Parker Norris. Wild Things fell victim of 4 hit batters and 7 walks last night between Christian Powell and reliever Matt Snyder. Luke Wilkins currently with 1 hit batter and 1 walk here in the bottom of the first. First pitch in there, ball 1. Wilkins shakes, comes set. The 1-0 on the way. Ball 2. Facing Parker Norris, the 7th hitter in the lineup, playing right field. Shadows slowly starting to move here. Righty on lefty action. Ball's driven out the left. Andrew Heck takes 4 or 5 steps back. Camps underneath it. Out number 3. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 men left on for Lake Erie. We're going to pause, enter top of the second. Back here, Avon, Ohio, Washington Wild Things, 2016 season. Last series of the year for your Wild Things, facing off against local rival, Lake Erie Crushers. Wild Things currently trail 2-0. Gonna enter the top of the second here. 4, 5, 6, David Popkins, Jimmy Ezzo, Grant Fink. In the top of the first, Andrew Heck flew out for out number 1. Chris Grayson fouled out for out number 2. Ricky Rodriguez retired via strikes, swinging for out number 3. Ready back to action here as ball goes around the diamond for Hedinger to get back on the mound. Going to be facing off against David Popkins, number 20, switch hitter, San Diego native. Popkins settles in as Max Casper trots out to shallow right to protect the 4 hole there. Swing and a miss for Popkins, strike 1. Popkins drove a ball very deep to right center yesterday. Wynn was able to hold that ball up, though, however. That 0-1, fastball in the outer half, strike 2. Popkins settles back in, 0-2 on the way. Outside, brings the count to 1-2. Hedinger back on the mound. Popkins digs in for the 1-2 delivery. Fastball misses inside. Brings the count even, 2-2. Popkins, St. Louis Cardinals product. Second year with the Wild Things. 2-2's flared up to the middle. Going to be tracked down by Eric Grabe for out number 1. It's going to bring up first baseman, number 35, Jimmy Ezzo. Ezzo, Cherry Hill, New Jersey native. Spent time with the Washington Nationals. Played collegiately at the University of Delaware. Digs in to face Hedinger. With one out here in the top of the second. Ezzo fouls this fastball straight back. Strike 1. Oh, 1 out. Nobody on for Ezzo here in the second. His fastball's fouled out of play. Brings count 0-2. Elevated fastball there for Ezzo. Very hard to handle that ball. All he could do was get a piece and foul it off here, third base side. Max Casper still playing in shallow right against the lefty Ezzo. Ezzo holds and checks. 1-2 count. Ezzo with a leg kick generated some power from the left side. Second on the team with home runs this season. This 1-2 fouled out of play. Third base side once again. Ezzo second on the team. Home runs, RBIs. Played 40 games last year with the Wild Things before returning for his first full season of duty. That breaking pitch fouled straight back. Keeps the count 1-2. Ezzo, not your prototype first baseman. 6 foot, 210, 205. Able to generate a ton of power with his swing and the leg kick, and that's why he was drafted where he was drafted. This 1-2 grounded shortstop Eric Grabe on the move. Retires Ezzo for out number 2. Two outs for the Wild Things here in top of the second. Grant Fink, number 33, will be coming to the plate here. Fink drove a ball very, very deep left field yesterday. Hit a 1 foul ball home run, 1 on the track left field here. First pitch, ball 1. No ball was going to leave the ballpark last night. With how strong the wind is. It's not as strong as it was last night, but still straight in. Breaking pitch. 1. Bounces in there. 2-0. Very delayed with home plate umpire Mike Martin and Mark Schmidt out there talking about on a check there in terms of if he swung or not. 2-0 on the way. Outside, ball 3. 3-0 to Fink on deck. Designated hitter Justin Garcia. Fink settles in. Hettinger's pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside. Ball 4. That's going to be the game for Hettinger. If he can get out of his own way, knock walk guys, not induce his own traffic, he's a pretty decent pitcher. Walking almost a guy an inning or getting behind in counts and getting yourself into trouble is not a plan for success for anybody. Justin Garcia, the left-hander from Florida, settles in. Grand Fink on first here with 2 outs. First pitch, fastball in there, strike 1. Garcia, Nova Southeastern, NAIA, collegiately, drafted by the Houston Astros last season. Joined Washington late here to replace Logan Uxa. The 0-1 on the way. Ball's lined over the head of Eric Grabe. It's going to be a single. First hit of the ball game for your Wild Things. Garcia with a inside-out swing on that ball to lift that soft line drive over the shortstop's head. It's going to bring up catcher number 22, John Fidanza, here with 2 outs. Runner on first and second. Fidanza activated relatively recently following a arm injury he had to recover from. Fidanza played a good majority of last season with Washington, his first season of professional baseball. Fidanza scrapped. Switch hitting is hitting righty only from now on. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down the dirt. De La Rosa able to block it, keep it close. Fidanza's been a switch hitter for the past 4 or 5 years before saying, I'm going to stick to what I do best, hit right-handed and make the most of it. 1-0 count on the way to Fidanza. Checks on that breaking ball, but it's called strike 1. Hettinger going through the signs with De La Rosa. Comes set. Fink on second, Garcia on first. 1 hit in the inning so far. Fidanza takes that breaking ball down 2-1. Two-one count, 2 outs. First base runners for your Wild Things of the ball game. Swing, fastball fouled out of play. Going to bring the count even. 2's on the board. Across the board at bat, number 22. Ball number 2. Strike number 2. Out number 2. And Lake Erie's board, their line so far, 2 runs on 2 hits. Fidanza swings the bat as Hettinger comes set. Fidanza chops this. Max Casper coming in, making a tough play. Gonna retire Fidanza for out number 3. 4-3 as Casper's able to handle that ball on the run. Flip it over to Barraza for out number 3. No runs on 1 hit for your Wild Things. Gonna go bottom of the second. Score remains 2-0 Lake Erie. Back to action here in Avon, Ohio, All-Pro Freight Stadium. Entering bottom of the second inning, your Washington Wild Things, trailing Lake Erie 2-0. Luke Wilkins out for his second inning of work. The blow in the first inning, a 2-out ground ball down the third base line, courtesy of Eric Grabe, driving in 2 runs. Wild Things were able to get 2 men on themselves in the top of the second, unable to do anything with 2 outs to cross any base runners to score. Brian De La Rosa leads things off here against Luke Wilkins in the second. Pitch on the way. First pitch, line foul, third base side. Strike number 1. Wilkins shakes, has his pitch on the way. Fastball misses high. Evens count 1-1. Wild Things defense playing largely straight up. Ryan Willard shifted more toward the 6 hole than up the middle, if you want to be very fine with it. Line shot, right field line. Ball is going to drop in fair. 1 hop out of play for a ground roll double. Not a scorcher. A little bit of a jam shot. Able to bleed right down the line. 1 hop out of play behind the Wild Things bullpen. It's going to bring up second baseman Max Casper, number 4. Ricky Rodriguez playing in front of the bag, looking for a bunt for Casper. Potentially moving over De La Rosa. 90 feet with the lineup turning over. There's the bunt. There he pops it up. Fidanza's not able to grab it. It's going to drop for strike 1. Lake Erie's going to try to manufacture every cheap run they can. Cross a run and see if Washington will fold early if they get behind. The 0-1. Another bunt attempt. Wilkins fields. Throws on the fink. 1-4 for out number 1. De La Rosa is able to move over to third. Sacrifice in the books. Number 10, Rob Powler, leadoff man, coming back to the dish for a second at-bat. Infield drawn in against Powler with a runner on third. Luke Wilkins set. First pitch, ball 1. Fastball misses just inside off the black. Wilkins obviously wanted that call. Comes set. Cutter misses inside. 2-0. Wilkins set. The pitch on the way. Wilkins and Mike Martin talk about where that pitch missed. Not happy as Wilkins takes a little bit of a stroll around the mound. Change up there that Powler was not willing to chase. Wilkins comes set. Ball 4. Second walk of the ball game thus far for Wilkins. It's going to set man on the corners. First and third, 1 out. Fidanza going through the signs with the infielders of a potential steal attempt where the ball is going to be going. Jimmy Izzo will be holding the runner on first. Ricky Rodriguez at third is playing even with the bag. Middle infielders are now pushed back in double play depth to face Constantino, the right-hander. Pitch on the way. First pitch, strike 1. It's a cutter that Wilkins likes to go to in tight spots. Comes set with the 0-1. Fastball, outside corner, 0-2. Ricky Rodriguez now bounces back behind third base bag with the 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and foul straight back. Elevated cutter there that Constantino was able to get a piece of. Going to reset and redo that 0-2 count. Pick over to first base. Paller slides in there safely. Fastball fouled out of play. First base side. Wilkins going through his signs again as Chris Grayson out in center field dancing around a little bit. Staying loose. Swing and line drive to center field. Chris Grayson going back. Makes the grab for out number 2. It's going to allow De La Rosa to tag and score. Sacrifice fly by Constantino. 0-2 pitch. Surely what not Wilkins would want in that advantage count. Trying to eliminate as much contact as possible in an 0-2 count, and Constantino gets pretty decent wood on that, and Chris Grayson, thankful to the win, able to track it down. 2 outs. Runner on first. Connor Oliver versus Luke Wilkins here. Bottom of the second. First pitch misses outside. 1-0. Rob Powell remains on first. Wilkins set. Swing and a check, and we got a foul. Said Oliver got a piece of that ball. Can even the count 1-1. Oliver, a lot of moving parts, as you can see. Big leg kick. Really whips the hands around with the bat head. Fastball misses in. 2-1 count. Wild Things trail 3-0. Wilkins set. 2-1 on the way. Driven ball. Left field line. It's going to go out of play. Foul. Wild Things trailed 3 runs yesterday, allowing 3 in the first. They've allowed 3 runs over 2 innings thus far on 3 hits. Wild Things have collected 1 hit themselves. Justin Garcia in the top of the second. 2-2 pitch. Wilkins set. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Wilkins gets through 2 innings. We're going to take a pause, return back in the top of the 3rd inning for your Wild Things. Thanks for joining us here at All Pro Freight Stadium. Back in Avon, Ohio, returning straight to action here in the top of the third inning. Wild Things trail 3-0 Lake Erie. Coming to the plate, be shortstop number 4, Ryan Willard. Willard, first-year pro, played collegiately at NC State, North Carolina State. Wolfpack. Willard spent time short and second with your Wild Things this year. Played a little bit of third as well with NC State his senior year. Righty on righty action. Willard stands in. Willard pops this ball up. It's going to stay in play. De La Rosa trots over. Drops the foul ball. It's going to stay as a strike one. De La Rosa simply did not run far enough to the spot there, as that was out of your camera view. Kept drifting with the ball that was caught up in the wind, and instead of catching it overhead, ended up trying to almost basket catch it. It's going to be strike one for Willard. Swings and fouls this breaking pitch, 0-2. Willard, the Maryland native, unfortunately he's a Ravens fan. That fastball's down, 1-2. He's one of those die-hard Ravens fans too. He bleeds black and purple. Hettinger's 1-2 on the way. Swing fouled straight back. Unfortunately for the Wild Things, you have a Ravens fan on the team. Devin Davis out there in the bullpen. Bengals fan. Certainly no Browns fans on the team. That breaking pitch high, 2-2. At least I don't believe so. Kyle Pollock would be the only one that would potentially be a Browns fan. Do not know his football allegiance off the top of my head. Never heard him talk about them, so I'll give him a pass. 2-2 on the way. Willard swings and fouls his... Oh, let's see. Fair foul. Fair ball. Willard jammed. Willard jammed on that ball and lifted out the left field. Have to stick my head out the window here to see the left field line, and Willard able to keep that ball fair as a sliding Sean Hurley couldn't handle it. Kicks off his glove, and Willard able to stroll in the second. If you could probably see around on the video as Willard turned around first, he had no idea if that was fair or foul, and slowly cruised into second. Throw from the outfield almost got away from Barraza. So leadoff double for your Wild Things, second hit of the ball game. Andrew Heck's going to step to the plate with a runner on second. Heck settles in against Hettinger. Heck squares the bunt, pulls back, breaking pitch, strike one. Max Casper deep in, a little bit in second base. He's out of the infield turf. Hettinger set, the 0-1. Heck takes that breaking pitch outside, evens the count 1-1. Chris Grayson stands on deck. Grayson fouled out his first at-bat. Heck flied out to center field to start the first. Hettinger checks. Swing and a miss for Heck. Brings the count 1-2. Willard got attacked with a fastball there. On the pitch he was able to drive to left field. Got jammed pretty hard, but tried to turn on it as best as he could to make contact for a double. Heck drives this ball right field. Long run for Parker Norris. He's able to track her down. Willard tags from second, moves up to third. Typical Andrew Heck at bat, understands the situation. Wild Things down 3-0. Move the runner by hitting the ball to the right side is your job, and Heck does his job. to set up Chris Grayson here for an RBI opportunity. Lake Erie's infield's willing to concede the run if Grayson's able to roll a ground ball to him. Outfield playing straight up. Wind still blowing straight in. The Louisiana native, unfortunately a LSU Tiger fan, if you had not watched the first pitch fastball go high there. LSU losing today to Wisconsin. Grayson does not know that yet. Last we saw, LSU was ahead. Was able to catch the final of Wisconsin celebrating. The 1-0, Hedinger set. 1 out. Grayson takes this breaking pitch outside. Brings count 2-0. Hedinger set, 2-0 on the way. Fouled straight back. Grayson with a little helicopter swing there. Made famous by David Ortiz. Boston Red Sox slugger. Grayson digs back in. 2-1, 1 out. Wild Things 2 hits on the board. Ryan Willard stands on third. That's going to be a pass ball. Willard trots in the score. De La Rosa clanks that one off the glove. Wild Things scored their first run of the ballgame. Willard reached base with a leadoff double. Andrew Heck moved him over with a fly ball to right field, and that pass ball charged to Brian De La Rosa is going to score him to bring this ball game 3-1 score. Chris Grayson stands back in, 3-1 count. Ricky Rodriguez on deck. David Popkins following Rodriguez in the batting lineup. Fastball misses outside. Chris Grayson drops the bat. Ball 4. Hedinger flexing a little bit there. Wanted the pitch. Chris Grayson quickly decided that wasn't a strike. I'm going to drop the bat before you call it and move on to first. Ricky Rodriguez settles in. Rodriguez strikeout victim in the first. Grayson stands at first, always a threat to run. One of your more aggressive base runners, very jumpy out there. First pitch, fastball, strike 1 to Rodriguez. Good camera angle to see Grayson at first base. You can see him dance back and forth, try to get his really fast jumps as you see him jumping out there. Great. Rodriguez fouls off this breaking pitch. Out of play. Brings count 0-2. 0-2, 1 out. Grayson reached via walk. Rodriguez digs back in. Pick off to Grayson. Stands up. Called safe. Righty on righty action. Hedinger, third inning of work, has allowed his first run of the ball game. Earned run. Pick off to Grayson again. Stands up on the bag. Safe once again. Another relatively chilly day. A lot of sweatshirts here again in Avon, Ohio. Feeling like football weather with college football starting, at least officially the first Saturday. Hedinger set. Grayson takes off. Fastball high. Grayson slides in second. Gonna move on to third here. Connor Oliver's throw coming in. He's gonna be safe again. Chris Grayson hesitated a little bit. Stealing second. Had to look back to make sure Rodriguez didn't foul it or pop it up in fair territory. Hesitated sliding in the second. Fortunately, the ball was mishandled by Grabe. Goes into center field. Oliver picks it up, but Grayson's able to scoot over to third. Error charge to De La Rosa. Rodriguez in a situation to drive in a run now. That count's not right. It says 3-1. There's at least 2 strikes on Ricky. Corners drawn in. Rodriguez fouls back this breaking pitch. 1-2. I believe that's the correct count. Barraza at first, even with the bag. Constantino now backs up behind third base. Middle infielders playing back. See if Rodriguez can manufacture another run here. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Strike 3. Rodriguez chasing that slider out of the zone. A little half-hearted swing. Frustrated a little bit for his second strikeout of the ball game. He's going to bring up Popkins. Clean-up hitter. Settles in against the right-handed Hettinger. First pitch on the way. First pitch fastball, up and away, ball 1. See if Popkins could pick up Rodriguez in this situation with the 2-out base hit. Something that Wild Things, the past 4 or 5 games have been the deciding factor of their playoff elimination. Popkins fouls this breaking ball down the first base side, foul. Popkins digs back in. Wild Things leader in home runs, RBIs, doubles. Popkins fouls this one, foul ball. Really close to me. One sweet over. Popkins made some strong adjustments from year 1 to year 2. If anyone saw him, he's a .230 hitter, 20 home runs, but the strikeouts were out of control. The average wasn't where he wanted it. Still a big walk guy, but that 1-2 high, ball 2. Was able to make more adjustments year 2. Not as many home runs, but more doubles, more RBIs, more consistency with the batting average. Certainly one of the biggest home run threats in the Frontier League. Popkins smokes that one up the middle, base hit. Fastball, Popkins on 92 on the board from Hettinger. Popkins able to turn that thing around for a line drive up the middle. Drives in Grayson for the second run of the inning. Second inning run of the ball game. Jimmy Yezzo, number 35, stepping to the plate. Yezzo settles in. Max Casper strolls out to shallow right once again. Yezzo grounds this. Grabe takes it 6 unassisted for out number 3. Wild Things scored 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 man left on base. Wild Things trail 3-2 here as we enter the bottom of the third. Luke Wilkins is going to return for his third inning of work. We're going to pause, get back to action. Thanks for joining us on this MSA production. Back to action here in Avon, Ohio, All-Pro Freight Stadium. Washington Wild Things baseball facing off against the Lake Erie Crushers. Last 2 games of the season for your Wild Things. Baseball season coming to an end. Football and hockey right on the horizon. Some nice college upsets so far this first Saturday in football. Stepping up for Lake Erie will be the first baseman, Jose Barraza. Grant Fink playing in shallow right against Barraza. First pitch cutter in there, ball one. Oh, 1. Lefty on righty. Ball's grounded up the middle. Ryan Willard able to handle it. Throws across the diamond, 6-3. Out number 1. Nice little one hopper for Willard there to handle. Talking to Ricky Rodriguez of how that ball bounced off the turf. Bounced up and caught him in the chest a little bit, able to handle it. Barraza doesn't run too well. Flipped across the diamond to Yezo for out number 1. It's going to bring up Eric Grabe, the shortstop himself. First pitch in there. Cutter, strike 1, 83 mile an hour. Ryan Willard shifted a little bit over toward the 6 hole as Grant Fink now shuffles up the middle. Grabe check, and yes he did on another cutter. Makes the count 0-2. One out. Another check, and yes he did. Fidanza blocks it with his face. Gonna tag Eric Grabe. Out number 2. Ball goes around the diamond. Wilkins going to his cutter here, the last 2 batters, to retire them in order and quick fashion. Going to bring up Sean Hurley, the left fielder, number 15. Hurley, a Toronto Blue Jays product. Pops this ball up the left field. Andrew Heck and Willard go. Can't see it in the lights. It's going to drop behind Heck. Caught up in the lights, Andrew Heck, Ryan Willard, both had their hands up. No idea where that ball was. It ended up landing about 5-10 feet behind Andrew Heck. Hurley cruises in the second for an excuse me double. Originally going to see if that ball was going to be fair or foul. It was no doubtly fair. But caught up in the lights for both Wild Things fielders. Connor Oliver, number 3, right fielder, steps to the plate with Hurley on second base. Unfortunate double on the books for Wilkins. See if he can shut the door. Another cutter misses in the dirt. Fidanza is able to block. Evens count 1-1. Wilkins comes set. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Parker Norris well ahead of that breaking pitch. Just as I thought the wind was going to die and the flag actually laid down a little bit. Now it started picking back up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch on the way. Luke Wilkins gets the call he's been looking for all night. Mike Martin rings up Parker Norris as Norris and Mike Martin get into it a little bit, and they're screaming at each other. Here we go. Norris put his... Oh, here... I'll stay around for this one because it's going to get interesting. Norris put his foot on the line to show up Mike Martin where that pitch was. Mike Martin and Parker Norris start chirping at each other before Eric Grabe, the shortstop, manager Cam Roth run down there to intervene. And somehow I'm surprised of how the umpires will allow players to show them off briefly like that. That's usually a no doubt ejection when you start pointing at spots of where you felt the ball was crossing the plate or not crossing the plate. We're going to pause here to get into the top of the fourth. Wild Things trail 3-2. Back to action here, Avon, Ohio, Washington Wild Things, 2016 season. Last series of the year. Thanks for joining us on this MSA production. Here at All Pro Freight Stadium, half an hour outside of Cleveland. You see from the video feed, you see some light spots in the turf around the pitcher's mound. There's another ring around the backside of home plate. Stadium actually used to have a dirt mound, dirt home plate that have now been replaced, and shows you how tough it is to fix these venues. There's still there's still dirt in the turf, despite the removal of the mound. Grant Fink facing off against Hedinger here in the top of the fourth. First pitch swing and fouled back by Fink. Fink checking the cap of his bat there, is making sure pieces didn't start breaking off that he had to remove. 0-1, nobody out. Righty on righty action. Fink fouls this fastball out of play. Makes the count 0-2. Fink, similar to Connor Oliver, a lot of moving parts, leg kick, circular motion with the hands, a little bit of bat wrap. 0-2 pitch on the way. This ground ball is going to be grounded to Brennan Constantino. Going to throw across the diamond. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. Able to slap the tag on Fink for out number one. It's going to bring up designated hitter number 34, Justin Garcia. Garcia started the Wild Things action in terms of hits with a single in the second over shortstop Eric Grabe. Garcia settles in. Hedinger goes through his sign. Pitch on the way. Ball's grounded. Max Casper fields it. Throws it on the Barraza. 4-3. Out number two. Two quick outs for Hedinger. John Fidanza stepping to the plate, number 22. Fidanza grounded to Casper himself to end the threat in the second inning. Fidanza settles in. Takes that breaking pitch outside. Ball one. Ryan Willard on deck, shortstop. Doubled his first at-bat, left field line. Pitch on the way. Fastball strike one. Evens the count 1-1. Defensive line straight up. Swing and a miss for Fidanza. Strike two. Fidanza with his open stance settles in. Strike three. Fastball. Wild Things retired. 1-2-3 here in the fourth. Still still trail 3-2. We're going to enter bottom of the fourth. We'll pause and get back to action. Back to action here. Washington Wild Things baseball, bottom of the fourth inning. Luke Wilkins out for his fourth inning of work. Going to be facing off against the catcher to start. Brian De La Rosa, followed by Max Casper. Lineup will then turn over for the designated hitter, Rob Paller. De La Rosa drifted a line driver on the right field line, his first at bat. First pitch in there, cutter. Strike one, 83 miles an hour from Wilkins. Wilkins and Finanza have their pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. That breaking pitch hopped in there with De La Rosa very willing to swing at it. 0-2 count. Both teams deciding to wear red tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike three. De La Rosa goes down on strikes for out number one as the ball goes around the diamond. It's going to bring up Max Casper. Matt Casper laid a bunt down, sacrifice bunt, his last time up. As Lake Erie was able to manufacture a run in the second, courtesy of a double, sacrifice bunt, and a sac fly. This ball's line foul. Casper had his fastball there and pulled that down the left field line. No threat as it entered the stands on a fly. 0-1, one out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Righty on righty action. Wilkins kicks and delivers. There's that slider, cutter. Misses outside. 1-2. Wilkins pitch on the way. Ball's popped up, right field line. David Popkins takes 3 or 4 steps to his left, settles underneath, battle in the wind, out number 2. Two outs for Wilkins. Facing Rob Paller here in his third at-bat. Righty on lefty action here. Powler, as I stated yesterday, Columbia grad. First pitch, cutter in there, strike one. Wild Things had a Ivy Leaguer themselves last year, Tim Giel. Columbia as well. That cutter low. Evens count 1-1. Believe your Wild Things had at least another one or two Ivy Leaguers in spring training. Can't put that information to a name right now. 1-1 on the way. Ball's fouled out of play. Straight back. Ball hits off a window. A railing. Another railing. Before a kid, I think, gets hit in the head as they check him out to make sure he's okay. 1-2, 2 outs. Pass ball down in the zone. Evens the count at 2. Pitch on the way. Check hold on a cutter from Wilkins. Misses inside. It's going to bring the count full for the leadoff man of Lake Erie. Pitch on the way. Ball's fouled off first base side. Jimmy Ezzo trots out to discard of the ball. Flip it into the stands. Yep. A couple of baseball players fighting over it. Wilkins settles in. We're going to redo the full count 2 out situation. Ground ball. Going to go toward Willard. Fields it on the run. Throws across the diamond. Out number 3. Lake Erie goes 1-2-3 as the Wild Things did in the fourth themselves. We're going to pause, go to the top of the 5th inning. Wild Things trail 3-2. We're going to return here, Avon, Ohio, All-Pro Freight Stadium. Top of the 5th, Wild Things trail 3-2. Wild Things produced 2 runs in the 3rd inning. As we enter the 5th here, Ryan Willard, the shortstop, will be leading off. Willard doubled in his first at-bat down the left field line, despite a sliding attempt of Sean Hurley, followed by Andrew Heck and Chris Grayson. Same scenario as the 3rd inning. Willard led off. Hedinger on the mound. 5th inning of work. Has allowed 2 runs, 3 hits. 1 error for Lake Erie's defense. Willard settles in. First pitch breaking ball, strike 1. Willard, the pure rookie from NC State, swings and fouls off this fastball, 0-2. Hettinger going through his signs with Brian De La Rosa. Winds and delivers. Swings and fouls, straight back. The 0-2, pitch on the way. Swing hold on a breaking pitch. De La Rosa blocks. Count goes 1-2. Willard adjusting the pro baseball life after the completion of a college season. Similar to Alvaro Gonzalez last night, who was the designated hitter. Getting used to the game, getting used to hitting with wood bats. That's what he noted was the biggest adjustment for him, was seeing a different style of pitching and no longer having the security blanket of wood bats metal bats in their hand. Breaking pitch misses outside, 2-2. The transition from metal to wood is not that big. It's more just of a trust thing and a comfort. Swing it the same way, no matter what. If it's wood, metal, plastic, whatever it is, swing it like you know how. Once you start thinking in your mind that it's something different is when you're in trouble. Though 2-2, breaking ball, strike 3. Willard retired on strikes. Just going to bring up Andrew Heck. Heck, last at bat, hit a fly ball to right field to move the runner over 90 feet. Heck last night a home run shy of a cycle. Leadoff man for your Wild Things, largely since the loss of Jamal Austin due to retirement. That 1-0 due to a slider outside. Another slider outside. 0-2. Sorry, 2-0. Heck, your veteran on your Wild Things team has been here since 2012. Spent a short time with Traverse City before returning. That 2-0 called strike 1. Two-one pitch on the way from Hettinger. That breaking pitch in there, strike 2. Heck began his Wild Things career on fire, hitting over 300, 20 stolen bases as a pure rookie and up for the Rookie of the Year contention. The 2-2 on the way. Heck singles up the middle, continues what he's been doing all year. Another base hit for Andrew Heck. If memory serves me right, going into the season, Andrew Heck statistically had a hit per game in his Wild Things career. Heck's done much of the same this year, hitting over 270, 280. He's going to stand at first base now, and Chris Grayson, the center fielder, to the dish. Grayson settles in. Flashes a bunt, puts it down third. Constantino fields it on the run. Chris Grayson's going to beat that baby out for a bunt single. Chris Grayson and I spent some years together as he dabs to the bullpen. In 2014, Texas Rangers, he was a Rangers product. Our paths crossed. Got to know him a little bit, and following his release of Sioux Fall Canaries, able to get reunited here in Washington for the 26-year-old who is enjoying the music being played. He's kind of that character. He's very loose. He's been around the game a long time. Just his style of play. He's going to bring up Ricky Rodriguez with Heck on second, Grayson on first. Rodriguez fouls his breaking pitch straight back. Eric Graves going to run up, talk to Hettinger real quick about Grayson and Heck. Two of the better runners in your Wild Things lineup. 0-1 count. Rodriguez. Wild Things 5 hits on the board so far, out hitting Lake Erie. This breaking ball is fouled by Ricky. 0-2. Wild Things fans might remember C.J. Beatty being known as Hollywood, and that title being anointed to him. Chris Grayson is the self-anointed Showtime. Very big personalities. They're very similar in that sense. Dealing with both of them for multiple years, you can see the similarities of how they play the game and their outgoingness. Ricky Rodriguez fouls this breaking ball straight back. Count remains 0-2. Ready on ready action. Hettinger facing a little more traffic on the bases here the past 3 innings or so. Comes set. Ricky fouls his fastball out of play. Keeps the count 0-2. Ricky down on strikes his first 2 at-bats. 2 strikeouts so far. The LA native. Without the flowing locks that many fans probably remember to start the season. As he got his hair cut around the break. That 0-2 high. Brings count 1-2. For those who don't know, Ricky, when he had his hair out, it would flow through the bottom of the helmet. It was down to shoulder length, was the longest. Now completely buzzed back to normal as he's going to grow it out again. And Rodriguez gets jammed, hits a soft line drive to Barraza as the runners were taken off. Barraza fields it, turns the double play. More bad luck for the Wild Things as another double play on a line drive with the runners in motion. It's probably the second or third we've had in the last 3 games. We're going to pause here as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Wild Things trail 3-2. Back to action here, Avon, Ohio. Game 2 of the 3-game series between your Wild Things and Lake Erie. Wild Things threatened severely in the top of the 5th. Line drive double play allowed Hettinger to escape with not any damage. It's going to be Brendan Constantino against Luke Wilkins. Here, bottom of the 5th, finally the flags have stopped blowing straight in as that fastball misses down in the zone. 1-0. Wilkins throws that cutter, swing and a miss. Wild Things still not getting fortunate breaks or losing the situational game right now. 0-1, pitch on the way. Ball misses high. I believe the count's 2-1 despite the board being wrong. Confusing me again. Yep, I'm right. Wild Things, couple line drives, double plays. 2-1 on the way. Ball's going to be grounded foul first base side. Couple double plays that didn't go their way. Unable to get a 2-out hit. Besides David Popkins' 2-out hit today, just routinely haven't got the 2-out base hits that they needed to break games open. 2-2 pitch. There's that cutter. Misses outside. Count's going to go full. Wilkins winds and delivers. Yes, where we're going. Nope, we're going to say no. Check swing on a cutter there. Wilkins unable to get the chase. Looking at Mike Martin's reaction there, he seemed pretty enthusiastic. I thought we were going to get a ring, a punch up on the check. Mark Schmidt says no. Constantino walks to start the bottom of the fifth. Bring up center fielder Connor Oliver. Wilkins going through his signs with Fidanza. Comes set. Picks over to first. Constantino in there safely. Wilkins set again. Fastball high, ball one. Brings count 1-0, nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Lake Erie. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for your Wild Things. Wilkins 1-0 on the way. Another high fastball, misses ball 2. Finally, my paper stopped blowing around as the wind has suddenly died entirely. Wild Things defensive line straight up across the board. 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball misses high, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody out. Constantino reached on a walk himself. Wilkins set. Fastball in there, strike 1. Wilkins going through his signs with Fidanza, facing the left-handed Oliver. Pitch on the way. Ball's hit out center field. Chris Grayson 4 or 5 steps to his left. Makes the grab. Out number 1. Just going to bring up first baseman number 16, Jose Barraza. White Sox product. Moved to first base this season after some early struggles behind the plate with pass balls and some blocking issues. He's a bigger guy behind the plate, not as mobile as I'm sure he once was. Delegated to playing first base and letting his bat do the majority of work for him. That ball's popped up. Let's see if it's going to have enough room or Rodriguez will run out of space. He does run out of space as the ball lands 3 rows up into the stands along the left field side. We're going to reset with Constantino on first. Ryan Willard shifted more up the middle here with the lefty at the plate. Pitch on the way. Ball's grounded. Fink's going to field it. Tag the runner. Throw along to Yezo for a very low effort double play. Both runners failed to show much effort there. Barraza not moving down the line too well. Constantino running right into the tag. Quick work for the Wild Things there. A 4-3 double play. We're going to enter the top of the 6th. Wild Things trail 3-2. We're back here, Avon, Ohio. Washington Wild Things, Game 2 of 3-game series, the last series of the 2016 Frontier League season for your hometown Wild Things. Here in the 6th, Hedinger is going to be facing David Popkins, Jimmy Yezzo, Grant Fink, 4, 5, and 6 of your lineup. Switch hitting Popkins, left-handed hitting Yezzo, right-handed hitting Grant Fink. David Popkins settles in, singled his last at-bat, line drive RBI. RBI single his last at-bat. Pitch on the way. Misses outside, ball 1. Popkins, one of the more naturally stronger hitters in the Frontier League. 6'3", 235. That fastball avoids Popkins, avoids De La Rosa, and smokes Mike Martin right in the toe. As we're going to take a little bit of a break here. I could hear it hit his padded shoe from here. As I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated with Brian De La Rosa not catching that ball. It wasn't in the dirt. It wasn't a breaking pitch. It wasn't anything crazy. It was a fastball completely whiffed on. Catches Martin in a not so friendly spot in terms of padding. Straight off the foot. Sure, he's going to have something smart to say to De La Rosa as the two exchange words here briefly. 2-0 count. David Popkins settles back in. Twirls the bat. Stands in there against Hedinger. Misses low and away with the fastball. 3-0. 3-0 against your cleanup hitter for your Wild Things. Popkins settles in. Fastball at the letters, strike 1. Granted, my advantage point's not the best. I thought that was going to be ball 4. There's ball 4 right there. Fastball up and away. Popkins is going to reach via walk, bringing up first baseman number 35, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo, 2 ground outs thus far. 1 to second, 1 to short. Yezzo adjusts his helmet, settles in. Max Casper not playing in his normal shallow right. He's playing double play depth, trying to work with Eric Grape here. Popkins takes his lead from first. Yezzo takes that breaking pitch high. A little bit of tossing going on in the Lake Erie bullpen. Wild Things trail by 1. Yezzo digs in. 1-0 on the way. Swing and a miss on a fastball out of the zone. Evens the count 1-1. Hedinger going through his signs. Comes set. Yezzo smashes that ball. It's going to go foul, though. It's a foul ball home run that clears the stadium entirely. That had the distance. Simply pulled too far down the right field line. Brings count 1-2. Hedinger comes set. Pitch on the way. Yezzo fouls that one near me. It's going to land on the roof right above me. Keeps the count 1-2. Grant Fink stands on deck. Popkins leading at first. Yezzo smokes this ball left field line. It's going to be fair. It's going to get down a little bit to the corner. Popkins able to turn, head to third. Yezzo's going to cruise in for a double as that ball hit 5 feet inside the left field line, then ricocheted over to a little cutout near the Lake Erie bullpen, and Sean Hurley fumbles it a little bit. Allows Popkins to move from first to third, and Yezzo to cruise in the second. Yezzo very strong, hitting all sides of all parts of the field, right field line, left field line, with pretty good authority as he drives that ball opposite field. Infield drawn in. Grant Fink, number 33, going against Hettinger here, trying to limit the damage. Grant Fink tanks this breaking ball down. Ball 1. Lake Erie needs every win possible to keep their small playoff hopes alive, as they are our rivals in the Frontier League, at least in my mind. I would like to distinguish those playoff hopes personally. Breaking ball down in the zone. Going to move the count 2-0. Hettinger and De La Rosa go out and chat how they want to handle Fink in this count. 2-0, obviously an open base with runners on second and third. You hate to walk the bases loaded, just in terms of percentages of what that does, but the two discussing if it's worth attacking Fink with a fastball here in such an advantage count. 2-0, as Fink does have nearly 10 home runs on the season. Fink flies that ball to center. Oliver's going to have to chase this ball down. Both runners are going to tag, and both will move up 90 feet. Yezzo slides in the third, even with his diminished ankle. A little bit of a sprain that Yezzo's been taping the ankle daily. Popkins scores, ties the ball game here at 3s. Yezzo moves over to third on that sac fly, bringing up Justin Garcia, number 34. Garcia grounded to Casper, his last at-bat. Singled over Grabe at short, his first at-bat, first hit of the ball game. He's going to be facing Hettinger here with 1 out, with another RBI situation in front of him. That breaking pitch in there, strike 1. Infield still drawn in, facing Garcia here. Trying to cut off the run. Righty versus lefty action. Garcia chops a ground ball to Grabe. Not going to be able to do the job. Out number 2. Garcia frustrated, fails in the situation presented in front of him. Going to bring up John Fidanza, number 22. Runner on third, 2 outs. Fidanza kicks, fouls this ball. First base side, he's going to land. Lands off a railing at the top of the seating bowl. Ricochets straight down to the front row on a line as 10, 11 baseball players dive out of the way not to get smoked on the ricochet. 0-1. Fidanza, runner on third, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. That breaking pitch in there, strike 2. Two outs, Fidanza. Getting back into the swing of things following an injury that he had to recover from. That breaking pitch, no. Hettinger, De La Rosa. All wanted that call. Hettinger not happy. Started walking off the field. De La Rosa started walking off the field. Borderline call. From my vantage point, I can't give any more insight beyond that. Fidanza, 1-2. Fouls his fastball out of play. These are the situations where success is really measured for hitters. RBI situations, runner on third, one out, runner on third, two outs. Who can handle the pressure situations the most? Fidanza takes this breaking ball outside, 2-2. Those are the situations that decide ball games, that decide good hitters, average hitters from great hitters. RBI producers from just another guy. That ball's on the hands of Fidanza. He's going to be tagged. No, here we go. Oh, wow. This one's going to get interesting. Base umpire Mark Schmidt originally called John Fidanza out as Barraza slapped the tag on Fidanza as Contino threw across the diamond. Started walking toward the dugout, and the ball lost the glove. And here we go. We're going to have a conversation as Schmidt and Martin talk here. Fidanza was then waved safe because the ball was lost out of the glove of Barraza. Going to be interesting to see if Martin overrides this call. And he's safe. Lake Erie's pitchers, fielders not happy with the call as the tag was slapped on Fidanza. The run does score. It's going to be 4-3. Your Wild Things lead on a Constantino throw across the diamond that pulls Barraza off the bag. Barraza sticks his arm out. Schmidt, the base umpire, says the ball was loose in Barraza's glove, which then the ball exited the glove of Barraza. Originally calling Fidanza out, then safe. It's going to bring up Ryan Willard, the shortstop, hitting ninth. Runner on first, two outs. First pitch fastball, line foul. First base side. Strike one. No one more upset than that than starting pitcher Josh Hedinger. As a couple pitches before, you might remember Hedinger and De La Rosa shuffling off the field, thinking they had strike three on Fidanza on a breaking pitch. Only to see Fidanza reach on a error. I would imagine they're going to give that knee 5 for Constantino on the throw. Not on Barraza making contact with Fidanza. Ryan Willard settles back in 0-1, 2 outs. Wild Things lead 4-3 with 6 hits on the board. That breaking pitch misses outside. He evens the count 1-1. Two outs. Wild Things' first lead of the series, first lead of the ball game as well. That breaking pitch, foul third base side, brings count evens at 2s. .852 Eastern Standard Time here. All Pro Freight Stadium. Wild Things 2 runs on the board this inning. Willard settles back in. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Strike 3. We're going to pause as we go into the bottom of the 6th. We're going to return back here, Avon, Ohio, Washington Wild Things 2016 season. Want to thank you for joining us on this MSA production. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video production of being able to follow your Wild Things throughout the season. Something new, something different that not any other Frontier League team does. Both home and away games, able to visualize what goes on beyond simple radio. Luke Wilkins out for a 6th inning work facing Eric Grabe, the shortstop. First pitch, cutter, ball 1, high. Wild Things take their first lead, 4-3, as they scored 2 runs in the top of the 6th. A little bit of a controversial call. That 0-1 is down. Doesn't even the count. Brings the count 2-0. Wilkins winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. There's that cutter. Grabe well ahead. 2-1. Outfielders getting back to a little bit of normal depth with the wind finally dying down. They can play more traditional distances. That ground ball's chopped foul. Some action out there for Lake Erie's bullpen as they are in do-or-die situations the rest of the season. Wilkins takes a breath. Pitch on the way. 2-2. Ball's hit into Andrew Heck, left center. It's going to go over his head. One hop the wall, and it's going to stay in play. Heck fields that ball. Brings it to Willard. Lead off double. Eric Grabe has certainly been the one hitter this series, doing the majority of the damage against Wild Things pitchers. Hit that triple yesterday, that double just now, another base hit, another double in the first, 2 RBI double. Going to bring up Sean Hurley. First pitch, high, ball 1. Action in the Wild Things bullpen. Believe it's Colin Stanley. Have to see a couple more throws to make sure I'm right. The 1-0, ball 2. By the motion, I'm pretty sure it's Stanley. 2-0 on the way. Fastball, strike 1. Wilkins shakes, comes set, has his pitch now. Fastball high. 3-1. 3-1. Right fielder Parker Norris to follow Hurley. Pitch on the way. Smoked in the center field. Chris Grayson's going to be right there. Doesn't have to move a step. Out number 1. Hurley geared up on that fastball. Chris Grayson doesn't have to move at all. Unable to tag his Grabe. Bringing up Parker Norris, the right fielder, number 3. Action in the Wild Things bullpen. Action in the Lake Erie's is shut down for now. Ricky Rodriguez stands 2 steps in front of the third base bag as Wilkins sets and delivers. Fastball high, ball 1. 88 mile an hour for Wilkins. As I noted earlier, cutter, changeup, curveball guy. Cutters and changeup are what dictates his day. There's a line drive single. Heck's going to cut that ball off. Ball's going to go to the plate. Single for right fielder Parker Norris. Allows Grabe to move up 90 feet. First and third, 1 out. Brian De La Rosa to the dish, catcher. Fidanza going through the signs with his infielders here. De La Rosa takes a few swings, get loose. See how the situation plays out. Ideally, certainly if you get a ground ball, you love it. Wilkins got De La Rosa on strikes last time. Low pick. Jimmy Izzo able to handle it. Norris able to walk to the back of the bag, standing up. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, cutter, strike one. As I noted earlier with Justin Garcia's at bat, John Finanza's at bat, these are the at bats, these are the situations that dictate teams' failures and successes. Close ball games, situations where scoring a run is on the line. Fastball down, evens count 1-1. John Fidanza able to succeed in his situation in the sixth, courtesy of an error. Pitch on the way. Fastball high, cutter high. 2-1. Justin Garcia in his situation failed with the infield drawn in on a ground ball. He was unable to do it. Grant Fink was able to sack fly his situational hitting opportunity. Another cutter high, 3-1. Colin Stanley still continues to throw. Max Casper stands on deck. Wilkins comes set, pitch on the way. Ball's grounded foul. Wilkins, these are the times to dig deep. Late in the ball games, the last start of the season for you. Misses high. Ball four. Cutter, high. Manager Greg Laneband heading out. Bases loaded, one out. Finanza goes to talk to Wilkins. I think that's going to be the end of his night. Max Casper, yep, as he points to Colin Stanley. Wilkins knows this is his last inning, last outing with the Wild Things. To be pulled in such a situation where he couldn't dictate his last showing with the Wild Things of being removed mid-inning with the bases loaded is frustrating. As I noted yesterday on the call, is the older guys on the team, the 25, 26-year-olds who have entered the season knowing this is their last go-around. Last time playing professional baseball, baseball as a whole. Never easy, and that's how Wilkins is going to go out of this ball game this season and largely, most likely, his Wild Things career. Colin Stanley entering the ball game. We'll take a break as he throws a couple warm-up pitches and address his season really briefly here as bases loaded. Wild Things lead 4-3. All right, we're back here. Go over Stanley's yearly numbers really briefly. Colin Stanley, 3-1 record, 3.14 ERA, 35 games, appeared in, 5 saves, 48 innings of work, 40 strikeouts. Stanley, a Marshall grad, Hartsville, Ohio, if my memory's correct. Fastball, slider, changeup. I've said this road trip, Stanley, notoriously the best slider on the team, giving guys fits. 88, 90 mile an hour for his fastball. Power slider. First pitch, fastball down in the zone. Ball one. Max Casper hitting ninth, playing second. Infield on the corners playing even. Middle infielders looking for a double play ball. Stanley looking to relieve Wilkins here. Ball's popped up. It's going to go foul. Let's see what Andrew Heck's going to do, or he's going to run out of room. Ball's foul. Barely. I didn't think Casper got that much of it, and I can't tell how far foul the foul pole that was. But they were acting like it was very, very close to a grand slam. Third base coach was just shaking his head. Other base runners didn't move too crazy like they thought it had a chance, but where I felt like that ball landed looked close. Colin Stanley settles in, 1-1. There's that slider, misses outside. 1-2. Sorry, 2-1. Stanley going through his signs with Fidanza. Bases loaded, 1 out. Misses outside, 3-1. Stanley going through his signs. Bases loaded, 1 out. Wild Things lead by 1. Facing Max Casper here. Ball's grounded. Grand Fink picks it on the backhand. 4-3 double play. Wow. Fortunately, that's one you can thank the slow turf and the mound here off the bat. Had base hit written all over it. Hit the turf. Hit the backside of the mound. Fink was able to backhand it, take himself to the bag. Throw it across the first for a double play, and Wilkins is able to get out of the jam, and Stanley's able to get out of the jam. I'm sure those two are high-fiving in the dugout as everyone seemed to be pretty pumped up with that play and that situation. We're going to enter the top of the 7th inning. No action in your Wild Things bullpen. Wild Things lead 4-3. Thank you for joining us on this production. Back to action here, Avon, Ohio. We have a pitching change for Lake Erie. Entering the ball game for them will be number 22, right-hander Trevor Longfellow. Longfellow, 6 ERA on the year, 21 innings of work, 9 strikeouts, 13 walks, 19 appearances for the righty. Been with Lake Erie for a couple years. Formerly a starter, has bounced back and forth from starting and relieving with Lake Erie over his time. He's going to be going off against the leadoff man here, number 7, Andrew Heck. Heck stepping in. 1 hit on the ball game for Heck. First pitch breaking ball outside. Heck, one of those other guys similar to Luke Wilkins, Grant Fink, twilights of their career with an understanding of what's left on the table for them. 1-1 count as Heck takes that for a strike. Heck, 27-year-old veteran of the team, takes that ball down. 2-1. Played at Duquesne, then transferred to Oklahoma State following the folding of their baseball program. Heck's 2-1. Breaking ball, strike 2. Evens count 2-2. Heck joined Washington 2012. Two on the way. Takes it for ball 3. Heck, seeing him probably the most playing time he's seen since his rookie year this year, as he's platooned, joined late. Myriad of rolls for Heck. Heck fouls this breaking ball off his shin. One thing with Heck is he's a smart hitter. No, doesn't try to do too much, and that's always a benefit in a lineup. Doesn't play for himself, plays for the situation. If it requires him to hit a fly ball, he'll hit a fly ball. Requires him to bunt, he'll bunt. But still talented enough to drive a gap and outrun some infield singles. There's the fourth ball of Heck's at bat, inside breaking ball. Heck trots down the first as Kyle Pollock mans first base tonight. Bringing up center fielder Chris Grayson, the most enthusiastic dancer of the team. Doesn't matter what's being played. He can slow jam it. He can speed it up. One man on, nobody out. Ball bounces in. De La Rosa is able to keep it close distance for ball 1 as Heck has to hold. Wind slowly picking back up. Wind blowing straight in from center field. Grayson comes set. Longfellow has his pitch. Fastball outside. 2-0. More action out there for Lake Erie's bullpen. Grayson, nice little bunt single his last at-bat. 2-0, swing and a miss. Helicopter swing. One thing with Grayson, I even mentioned it to him, doesn't get cheated. 2-0, 3-1. He might not make contact, but you'll see some very hard swings from the lefty. Ball 3, down. Shore Lake Erie's patience with Longfellow starting to run thin. Walk of Heck, getting behind with Grayson. Longfellow set, 3-1 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Once again, Grayson not getting cheated on that one. Looking to make contact and drive that ball out to the inflatables out in left field. Not sure if you can see them. You can see them briefly a little bit in the video feed. There's a big inflatable maze out there in right field. Full count on the way. Heck's off. Ball 4. High pitch. High fastball. It's going to set runners at first and second. Nobody out. Ricky Rodriguez walking to the plate. De La Rosa offers some encouragement to Longfellow as more action in Lake Erie's bullpen. There we go. We got a pitching change. I believe it's going to be Justin Sinibaldi based on his motion with being familiar with him from seeing him a couple times. We'll see if I'm right. Longfellow walks off the field following 2 walks of Heck and Grayson. We'll pause as Lake Erie's reliever gets loose. Wild Things lead 4-3. Back to action here. Avon, Ohio. Lake Erie making a pitching change with Andrew Heck on second. Chris Grayson on first via 2 walks. That courtesy of Trevor Longfellow. Entering the ball game will be right-hander Justin Sinibaldi. Fortunate that my assumption it was Sinibaldi was correct. Wish my abilities would translate to some type of luck at a casino or something. Not just for recognizing pitchers based on motions, but so be it. Ricky Rodriguez steps in, right-handed, hitting third baseman, number 31, second-year pro, collegiately from Florida Tech. Spent 20 games or so with Amarillo in the American Association. Infield, playing double play depth, first baseman Barraza in front of the bag, third baseman Brennan Constantino in front of the bag, looking for a bunt in this situation. Ricky Rodriguez settles in. Breaking ball's fouled, third base side. Wild Things not really in a situation or a need to want a bunt. Wild Things playoffs hopes are over. No need for small ball, moving runners. Hit to win the ball game, hit to lose the ball game. Greg Langben just allows Ricky to handle the situation himself with his swings. 0-1 on the way. Fastball by Rodriguez, 0-2. See if Rodriguez can take a page out of Andrew Heck's book and at least move the runners over if possible. Rodriguez waving the bat before coming set. Sinibaldi has his pitch on the way. Inside move. Heck not dancing around at second. Able to stroll back to the bag. Sinibaldi back on the mound. Going through his signs with De La Rosa. Comes set. Breaking ball down in the zone. De La Rosa is able to keep it close for ball 1. Rodriguez on the year enters the ball game 294, 18 doubles, 9 home runs. Strong full season of work for Ricky. It's adjusted from the American Association coming to the Frontier League with a different style of pitching and playing with some guys more similar to his age. Sinibaldi checks Heck. Checks him again. Ricky fouls his fastball back. Keeps count 1-2. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. David Popkins stands on deck. Jimmy Izzo would follow. Both bullpens quiet currently. Sinibaldi going through the motions here. Has his pitch. Comes set. Ricky fouls this pitch off. Last at bat, Ricky soft lined into a double play, a 3 unassisted double play as the runners are taking off. Heck and Grayson two of your better base stealers on the team. Heck, bouncing over there at second. Sinibaldi set. Pitch high. 2-2. Count's going to even. 2-2, nobody out. Lake Erie's infield is deepened up with 2 strikes. No bunt situation. Not like Ricky was trying anyways. That breaking pitch misses outside. Count's going to go full. Lake Erie looking to have Ricky chase on that pitch outside the zone. Ricky's able to hold. Count's going to go full. 2 men on, nobody out. See if runners are going to be in motion or let Ricky hit. That ball's going to be popped up. It's going to get out of range of everybody. Trying to see if it was going to land in the stands. It land right near the mound of the Wild Things bullpen. One hops into the stands. No chance for anyone to make a catch. We're going to reset the situation. Full count, nobody out. Righty on righty action. Sinibaldi facing his first batter, replacing Trevor Longfellow. Ricky Rodriguez at the dish for your Wild Things. Pitch up and in. Ricky's hit by the pitch, I believe. Granted, all I can see is his back. I believe it hit Ricky in the forearm and then ricocheted and got De La Rosa in the chest. It's going to go as down as a hit batter, not a walk. It's one of Ricky's specialties, wearing balls off the forearm. Of my safe assumption, he leads the team in hit batters, which he does. With 14, David Popkins has 11. No one else has more than 3. Popkins, bases loaded, nobody out. Infield drawn in against the switch hitter. Sinibaldi, fastball by Popkins, 0-1. Sinibaldi comes set. Pitch on the way. Fastball by Popkins, 0-2. A little bit of frustration there by Popkins. 2 fastballs. He felt like he should have done something with situationally here. Infield drawn in. Bases loaded, nobody out. Sinibaldi shakes. Comes set. The 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Popkins struck out. 3 pitches, 3 fastballs. First out of the inning. It's going to bring up first baseman, 35, Jimmy Yezzo. Middle infield now settles back in double play depth. Corners are still drawn in. Righty on lefty action here for Yezzo. Yezzo smokes a ball. 6, 4, 3. Double play. Wild Things allow Lake Erie to get themselves out of the situation. Bases loaded, nobody out. Those are the situational spots where games are decided. Wild Things unable to add to their lead. We're going to enter bottom of the 7th. Wild Things lead 4-3. Back to action. Bottom of the 7th, Wild Things lead 4-3 here in All-Pro Freight Stadium. Wild Things threaten severely in the top of the 7th. Bases loaded, no outs. Wild Things allow Lake Erie to dance out of that situation via strikeout and double play between their 4 and 5 batter, something that neither batter is probably happy with. That's their role, and both failed in the situation presented to them. First batter of the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be number 10, Rob Power. That first pitch was a ball, fastball outside. Colin Stanley on for a second inning. First full inning of work. Fastball in there, strike 1. See if that bases loaded, no out situation ever comes back to haunt your Wild Things. 1-1, nobody out. Slider in there high, barely. 2-1. Both batters that failed will tell you they get paid to drive in runs, and they're responsible. That 2-1 drawn in there for strike 2. Fastball on the inner half. Both Popkins and Yezo lead the Wild Things in RBIs and unable to stretch the lead any further than 1 currently. 2-2 on the way to Powler. Stanley, slider in there, strike 3. Ball's going to go around the diamond. Powler not happy. Oh, nope, he's not. Powler was about the point where that ball was going to be on the turf. Then said, I'm not even going to do it. Powler says, nowhere close, as he's walking back, talking to his teammates in the dugout, reading his lips from the press box. Constantino steps in, 1 out. Brendan takes that fastball, strike 1, 90 mile an hour. Colin Stanley. Stanley shakes, comes set. Pitch on the way. Slider low, evens count at 1. 1-1. Stanley set. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on that fastball. Brings the count 1-2. A little bit of action for Lake Erie's bullpen. I believe it's Chandler Jagozinski warming up. No action in Wild Things bullpen. Stanley set. 1-2 on the way. Hangs and delivers. Nope. Doesn't get that call on that slider. A little elevated. See John Fidanza reacting, trying to induce the strikeout call to throw it around the diamond. Evens a count of 2s. Stanley set. Sliders popped up. Chris Grayson shifting over to right center, but David Popkins is going to make that grab as the wind drew that ball over to Popkins more than Grayson. That broken bat induced the ball to go more towards Popkins than it originally looked. It's going to bring up Connor Oliver, left-handed hitting center fielder in the 3-hole versus Stanley. Stanley, first full inning of work after relieving Wilkins. Swing and a miss. Change up. Strike 1. Fidanza runs out to talk to Stanley here. Seeing the aggressiveness of Connor Oliver is hitting in the 3-hole for a reason. Leads the team in home runs with 13. Stanley set, pitch on the way. Doesn't get that call. We're on the inner half. Guess it misses just in off the black. Stanley set, 1-1. Ball's going to be up, 2-1. Stanley going through his signs with Fidanza. Ball is grounded over to Fink. 2-hopper. Throws on to Yezo for out number 3. Lake Erie's go in order 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Wild Things still lead 4-3. We have a pitching change for Lake Erie. It's not Chandler Jagozinski. It's going to be the other submarine side armor, Jordan McCoy. McCoy, 18 innings of work, 16 strikeouts, 1.93 ERA, 22 games appeared in. He's going to be facing Grant Fink, Justin Garcia, John Fidanza, 6, 7, and 8, with the hopes of Ryan Willard coming to the plate as well. Grant Fink sets in. Righty on righty action. McCoy, fastball outside, ball 1. McCoy set. Pitch on the way. Fink takes that fastball, strike 1. Wild Things 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Lake Erie 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. No scoring since the top of the 6th, where Wild Things added 2 runs, courtesy of a sac fly and a nice little E5 that allowed John Fidanza to reach. Fink chops that ball off the plate, foul, third base side. Brings the count 1-2. Stretches his legs there. Caught him a little bit on the shin guard he has on his left leg. 1-2 on the way. Fouled off that breaking ball. Count's going to stay present with the 1-2. Fink digs back in. That breaking pitch down in the zone. Going to set the count 2-2. McCoy comes set. Fink fouls off that pitch. Count's going to stay even 2-2. Pitch on the way. That's going to be fastball in there, strike 3. Grant Fink retired on strikes for out number 1. It's going to bring up your designated hitter number 34, Justin Garcia. Garcia, 1 hit on the night, line drive, first hit of the ball game for your Wild Things. Line drive single over the head of Eric Grabe at shortstop. The lefty settles in against McCoy. That fastball misses away. One-0. Swing, lackadaisical attempt on that fastball. 1-1. One out. Justin Garcia to the dish. Swing and a miss on a fastball. One, two, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Garcia fouls back that fastball. Count's going to stay 1-2. McCoy comes set. Pitch on the way. That breaking ball's line fair. It's going to be a prospective double here for Garcia. There it is. I have to look down the left field line, then look back at him. Ball's lined on the left field line. Hits the little cutout in the left field. Bounces all the way back towards Sean Hurley in the left field. Garcia is able to cruise in the second. Second hit of the ball game for Garcia. Good adjustment on that breaking ball, able to stay behind and hit the backside of it opposite field. It's going to bring up John Finanza, number 22, with our runner on second. Wild Things' 7th hit of this game for as Garcia adds that double into the mix. Finanza steps in. Swings and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. McCoy going through his signs with De La Rosa. Comes set. That fastball's high. Back throw to try to get Garcia's blocked by Max Casper. Not allowed to go to center field. Garcia gets back to second safely. Count's going to go even 1-1. Finanza at the dish. Reached via error, in the 6th. McCoy checks, steps off. Finanza limited to only 8 at-bats before entering the ball game due to injury. 2 hits. Breaking ball down. Brings the count 2-1. No action in either bullpen. McCoy set. Garcia takes his lead. Checks him again. Fastball outside. Count goes 3-1. Ryan Willard stands on deck, shortstop. 1 hit in the ball game. A double on the left field line, similar to where Garcia's landed. Garcia's a little more authority. Willard's able to put good placement on his double. Finanza stands in. That's going to miss. Ball 4. First and second, 1 man out. Ryan Willard to the plate, righty on righty. Andrew Heck stands on deck. Wild Things lead by 1. Top of the 8th. McCoy going through his signs, comes set. Facing the righty, Willard. Takes that fastball down, ball 1. Getting a little bit of action now in Lake Erie's bullpen as they want to keep this game as closely intact as possible. McCoy set. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fastball by him. Count's going to even. 1-1. Wind's completely died here at All-Pro Freight Stadium. McCoy checks. Takes that fastball outside. Count's going to go 2-1. McCoy set. Checks runner. Misses down again. Ball 3. De La Rosa's going to take some time, go out and talk to McCoy. McCoy, good numbers on the year, as I noted. A little high with the walks. He has 8 walks in 18 innings. He's only given up 15 hits and 4 earned runs. Lake Erie's bullpen, one of their strengths. Starters, you feel like you can get to. All of them, the lowest ERA of a starter is 3.49. Hagen, who we faced yesterday. And they trickle all the way up to over 5. 3-1 on the way to Willard. Ball's lifted foul. Going to pull the count full. Full count, 1 man out. Ryan Willard, first-year player. Playing shortstop tonight. Stands in. Takes ball 4. High fastball. Justin Garcia moves to third. He reached base via a double. Fidanza reached via walk. Willard draws a full count, walk. It's going to bring up Andrew Heck, leadoff man, number 7. Heck has a single on the board so far. Infield lines, as expected. Corners playing even with the bag. Middle infielders looking to turn a double play against the speedy Heck. Ready on righty. Heck settles in against McCoy. Ball's going to be lifted into shallow right. We got a Garcia tagging. He's going to score. Fidanza's tagging. Moves from second to third. Heck's able to drive a sac fly to right center. Wasn't a towering shot, but placed in a gap, placed deep enough where neither outfielder could set themselves to have any type of chance at the plate. Throw went to third. Knew instantly once that ball was caught, no chance to get Garcia, no effort to challenge the big designated hitter. Doesn't move extremely well. Runners on first and third. Willard on first. Fidanza on third. Chris Grayson steps to the dish with 2 outs. Wild Things lead 5-3. Grayson takes his fastball away. Ball 1. Grayson checks the defenders. McCoy comes set. Fastball down. 2-0. 86 on the board for McCoy. Changes arm slots, changes velocity. Having some issue with location with a couple walks this inning. Getting behind batters. Chris Grayson takes ball 3. Ball misses way outside. Arm side. Going to pull the count 3-0. against your center fielder, Chris Grayson. McCoy set, pitch on the way. Chris Grayson fouls this fastball. Not a pitch Grayson could do much with, but offered nonetheless. Elevated fastball. 3-1 on the way. Grayson pops this ball up. Oliver in, Grabe out. Grabe makes the catch for out number 3. Wild Things score 1, courtesy of a sac fly, thanks to Andrew Hex, fly ball with the bases loaded. Wild Things lead 5-3. We'll be entering the bottom of the 8th. We're going to pause and get back to action here for you. Get back to action here. Washington Wild Things 2016 season MSA production. Wild Things game 2 of a 3-game series versus the rival Crushers. Last series scheduled for your Wild Things. Wild Things lose game 1 last night. Currently leading game 2 5-3. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Colin Stanley out for his second full inning of work as he relieved Luke Wilkins in the 6th. Colin Stanley will be facing 4, 5, 6 in the lineup. Going to start off with Jose Barraza. Wild Things, Devin Davis, left-handed reliever, getting loose. Stanley digging in against the left-handed Barraza. First pitch fastball, strike 1. Stanley set with the 0-1 on the way. Ball swung on and missed. Foul tip, sorry. Fernandez unable to hold that foul tip. Brings count 0-2. Grant Fink deepens up in the 4-hole, shallow right. Fastball misses up and away. Way out of the zone, makes the count 1-2. Ryan Willard shifted close to over the bag at second with the lefty up. Ricky Rodriguez pulled away from third base. Swing and a miss, slider, strike 3. Ball's going to go around the diamond for strike 1. It's going to be out number 1, bringing up Eric Grabe, shortstop. First pitch, back to the backstop. Outside, ball 1. 1-0, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Stanley delivers. Fastball, strike 1. Stanley back on the mound. Shakes Fidanza. Comes set. The 1-1 on the way to Eric. Sliders grounded over to Willard. Willard's going to throw across the diamond. 6-3 for out number 2. It's going to bring up Sean Hurley, number 15. Hurley playing left field. Toronto Blue Jays product, as I mentioned. Last night I said he played for Sussex in the Can-Am League. That ball's in there for strike 1, slider. Stanley back on the mound, comes set. The 1-0 on the way. Hurley takes a fastball high, evens the count at 1s. Chilly night here in Avon. Feeling more like football weather slowly and slowly. Calendar turns to September. Stanley's pitch. Slider, strike 2. Stanley's pitch, that's a strikeout pitch. That's his role and he understands it. Second-year pro from Marshall. Pitch on the way. Elevated slider. He lost mid-delivery. Almost caught Hurley up and in. Stanley, a nice find. His a late season addition last year. Went on to strike out over a batter an inning. Very similar roles as he was been doing this year. Middle, long relief, 2-3 innings. That 2-2's bounced in there. Ball 3. Stanley taking it upon himself to be one of the go-to guys out of the bullpen. Second year for the righty. That full count. Misses outside. Slider, ball 4. That walk is going to bring out manager Greg Langbend. He's going to be going to Devin Davis here with the lefty. Parker Norris coming to the dish. We're going to pause as Devin gets loose, and we'll paint the picture going here in the bottom of the 8th. Wild Things lead 5-3. We're going to get back to action here. Devin Davis, left-handed reliever from Chicago White Sox organization, entering the ballgame, number 21. The unfortunate Bengals fan himself was actually wearing a Bengals shirt today, talking about NFL season and what everyone should expect in the AFC North. Fortunately, I have not seen any arguments between him and Willard, as Willard, as I mentioned, he is a Ravens fan. Devin Davis enters the ballgame, 2.85 ERA, 1-1 record, 7 saves on the year, 41 innings of work, 43 strikeouts for the lefty in 35 games appeared in. Devin been taking on more of a back-end role in terms of last few outs, with Zach Grotz being moved to a starter, then being moved to the Los Angeles Dodgers. More of a role for guys like Stanley, Wick, Davis to be in the spotlight. Devin's going to be facing Parker Norris here. First pitch. Fastball, ball 1 to Norris. 86 on the gun. The 1-0's down. 1-1. Devin's 2-0 on the way. Fastball, ball 3, high. (3-0). Fastball in there, 3-1. Runner on first. Hurley reaches via walk. That 3-1's taken high, ball 4. Runners on first and second. Brian De La Rosa walking to the dish, number 30, the catcher. Two men on, 2 outs for Devin. Devin, one of the notoriously faster workers in the Frontier League, delivers. First pitch fastball, misses up and away. Ball 1. Devin checks his sign with Fidanza, comes set, pitch on the way. Fastball misses, ball 2. Fidanza and manager Greg Langbank going to run out, talk to Devin. Manager Langbank issues a motion to the bullpen as Andrew Wick throws his sweatshirt off. Normal routine. Gets the baseball of choosing and starts throwing with Solkowski. Langbank and Davis talk about straightening out the situation here as the Wild Things need 1 out to end the inning. Wild Things lead 5-3, men on first and second. Catcher De La Rosa hitting 8th at the plate. Max Casper on deck. Davis has his pitch, comes set. That fastball's in there, strike 1. 2-1, 2 outs. Devin comes set, delivers. Ball's popped up. Popkins and Grayson converge. Popkins makes a grab. Out number 3. We're going to go to the top of the 9th. Wild Things lead 5-3 here in Avon, Ohio. Thanks for joining us for Wild Things Baseball. Entering the ball game here for Lake Erie, there's going to be a pitching change. It's going to be Chandler Jagodzinski, the right-handed reliever, closer for the Crushers. Chandler on the year, 3-3 record, 46 games appeared in, 14 saves, 51 innings, 48 strikeouts, a 1.75 ERA. He's going to be going against meat of the lineup here after Chris Grayson pop up to end the 8th. He's going to be facing Ricky Rodriguez, David Popkins, Jimmy Yezzo, 3, 4, and 5. Rodriguez hit by a pitch his last at-bat. Hopkins struck out his last at-bat. Yezzo hit into a double play his last at-bat. Final at-bats for your Wild Things here in the top of the ninth. Wild Things lead 5-3. 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Lake Erie, 3 hits, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Warming up in the Wild Things bullpen is Andrew Wick. Believe he was signaled that he's going to be entering the ball game here to collect his potential 5th save of the year. Jagosinski done with his warm-up pitches. We're going to go live to action here. Wild Things, last ball game of the year tomorrow. Last ball game for a couple guys in terms of their career, so I'll try to address all that tomorrow with their last at-bats and last appearances. Rodriguez versus Jagosinski. First pitch fastball off the bag. Ricky's going to be able to turn around. Are we going to test a double here? He is. Graves going to throw an awkward throw to second base. No chance to get Ricky. Ricky hit a 2-hopper directly off the bag. Shoots up in the air, out and then directly to the outfield. Nice to see Ricky get a little bit of luck there. He's running into even though he's hitting 294 or whatever. Yeah, 294. Running into a little bad stretch of luck with a couple balls he's hit hard. Some double plays. Bring up Hopkins. Hopkins still batting from the left side. Ricky on second with a leadoff double. Wild Things' 8th hit of the ball game. Hopkins pops this ball up. It's going to get out of play, though. Left field line. For strike number 1. Max Casper deepening up in the 4-hole, shallow right field to defend Hopkins. Chandler's going through his signs. Comes set against the lefty. That fastball misses in. Evens count 1-1. Hopkins diving out of the way to avoid being hit the 12th time this season. '26-year-old St. Louis Cardinals product. Led the Wild Things in RBIs and home runs last year with 20. Leads the Wild Things in home runs and RBIs this year with 15 home runs this season. 1-1 on the way. Swing and fouled, first base side. Wild Things reliever Ashton Parrott gets that ball on the ricochet and throws it in the stands. 1-2 count. Righty on lefty action here. Jagosinski, the go-to arm for the Crushers in late inning ball games. Pitch on the way. Hopkins pops it up. It's going to stay in play, though. Barraza, Casper converge. Barraza turns. He lets it drop. No wind that I can excuse him on this time, as De La Rosa was battling the wind earlier on a foul ball. Barraza just fooled with how high that ball was hit and the trajectory of it as it landed over his head in foul territory. It's going to reset the situation for Hopkins. 1-2. Let's see if Hopkins or the Wild Things can better address the situation, either move a runner or drive him in with no outs. That breaking pitch misses outside. Hopkins can hit some major league fly balls every once in a while, and that foul ball was one of them. Went above the lights and then back down through them. Chandler shaking with De La Rosa. Steps off. Doesn't agree with what the catcher's throwing down. We're going to reset here. Chandler has his pitch. Comes set. Popkins fouls that ball off. First base side. Kyle Pollock fields and flips. Giving away some free baseballs tonight. Popkins settles back in. Still the 1-2 count. Chandler set. Ricky on second after a leadoff double. Popkins smokes one into center field. Long run. See if he's going to have enough room. He does have enough room to make the catch. Ricky's able to tag second to third. Popkins drives that ball very far. Just short of the warning track here in right center. Does the job, even sure felt or wanted it to have home run distance for the 16th of the season for him. Able to move the runner over, do the job at least. Going to bring up Jimmy Yezzo in an RBI situation. Infield drawn in. Righty and lefty action. Wild Things lead by 2. Rodriguez at third with 1 out. Yezzo going to stay aggressive in this situation. First pitch, fouled off. For strike 1. Yezzo, one of the more aggressive hitters, and has 12 home runs, but only 11 walks in 292 at-bats. Free swinger. Likes to make contact early and often in counts. The 1-0 on the way. That breaking pitch misses outside. Evens the count at 1s. Yezzo second on the team in RBIs, as I noted, with 41. Popkins leads with 47. Yezzo tries to match Popkins' 15 home runs. He has 12 on the year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Brings count 1-2. Yezzo settles in. 1-2 count. 1 out. Infield drawn in against the lefty. Pops it up. It's going to come toward right near my head as it hits the roof. Interstate out there in right field. You can see the car lights passing by. 4 or 5 lane, what is it? Probably a 4-lane highway out there. 6-lane highway. Should remember we drive that highway in every day to the stadium. I've never counted the lanes. 1-2 count. 1 out for Yezzo. Swings, line drive, single for Yezzo. Able to make up for his failed opportunity earlier in the game with the bases loaded. Drives a 1-2 fastball over the head of Barraza with the infield drawn in. Wild Things lead 6-3. Lake Erie's playoff hopes have to be in their minds with this game slowly trickling away from them. They led 3-0 in the second. Wild Things have answered with 6 straight. Grant Fink facing Chandler Jakuzinski. Yezzo on first. Fink smokes the ball right center. We're going to have a catch. Long run for Oliver. Long run for Oliver. Long run for Oliver. Ball's going to drop. Land in right center. It's going to be a double. Off the Northwest Bank sign here at All-Pro Freight Stadium. Long run for Oliver. Ended up that right fielder Parker Norris, not Rob Poller. Parker Norris was closer to that ball. Neither had the ability to come up with it as it hit off the base of the wall for a double for Fink. Runners on. Second and third, Yezzo unable to score as he had to make sure that ball was not going to be caught. It's going to bring up Justin Garcia. Infield drawn in again with runners at second and third. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball to Garcia. Counts 0-1. Garcia in another situation with runners on base. Last time in a situation like this, he grounded to short. Failed to drive the run in with a fly ball or base hit. Slammed his helmet on the railing. Not happy with himself with the soft contact he made. Now gets an opportunity to redeem himself, similar to Yezo earlier in the ballgame with what he just did with a single over Barraza. Garcia holds on that breaking pitch. Evens the count at 1-1. Wild Things collect 6 hits in the ballgame. 6 runs, 10 hits in the ballgame. Garcia settles in. Chandler has his pitch, comes set, infield drawn in. Wild Things lead by 3 here in the 9th. That fastball almost catches Garcia in the arm. Inside for ball 2. On deck, going to be catcher John Fidanza. See if Garcia can produce in this RBI situation. 2 men on, 1 out. The lefty stands in. Swings and drives the ball to left field. It's going to get out of play, though. Fastball fouled off, left field side. Brings the count 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Garcia doubled earlier in the ballgame. Doubled to the left field line. He also singled. 2 hits for the lefty who entered the ballgame hitting 147. Entering the ballgame with 5 hits. Has added 2 more to his short career with the Wild Things. 2-2 on the way. Swing, line drive. There's another going to be a double, I believe. 2 runs are going to score. Ball's going to kick to the corner. Garcia is going to be able to stroll into second base. 3rd hit of the ball game for Garcia. Able to slowly get his feet under him following his release from the Astros. Entered the ball game with 1 double. Has 2 doubles today. Entered the ball game with 2 RBIs. Has added 2 RBIs just with that 1 swing alone. Situational hitting. Past few innings here, probably the last 3 innings for the Wild Things, 4 innings. Changed this ball game very fast. Wild Things now have 11 hits on the night. It's going to bring up John Fidanza. One of the few guys hitless tonight. While Fidanza chops this, Eric Grabe on the run, throws it away. There's an E6. Garcia is able to score. Fidanza is able to reach second. Fidanza not happy with the swing. Grabe throw pulls Barraza. Would have pulled Barraza way off the bag. Barraza tried to lay out laterally. Unable to make the catch. Action in Lake Erie's bullpen. Some frustration setting up here for their press box and their staff as their playoff hopes dwindling very, very fast. Haven't checked the score of River City or anybody else playing. It's not where we're at. Not my priority to check that ball game. We got the Wild Things to worry about. Wild Things lost their playoff hopes game 1 here in Lake Erie. Wild Things score 4 here in the 9th to stretch the lead 9-3. Ryan Willard to the dish with Fidanza at second, reaching via error. His second reach via error tonight. Willard stands in. First pitch fastball, strike 1. Chandler entered the ballgame with the best ERA of anyone on Lake Erie's team, and Washington doesn't really care tonight and threw a 4 spot on him here. Willard in there. Lines a single. 1 out single. It's going to hold Fidanza at third. Willard 2 base hits tonight. A double. Now singling. Sets the runners at the corners. Bringing up Andrew Heck. Andrew Heck and Chris Grayson, the only batters who haven't yet to face Chandler Jagodzinski this inning. Ricky Rodriguez led the inning off with an or not an RBI double, but a double off the third base bag. Another RBI situation for Heck. Hit a couple sac flies, moved some runners over smartly. First and third, one out. Righty on righty. Heck takes that breaking ball outside, ball one. Lefty getting loose for Lake Erie. Wild Things, 12 hits on the board. 9 runs. 1 out here in the ninth. Thanks for joining us. As this game has grown into more of an offensive showing for your Wild Things. Nice to see it. Players are still capable of doing it. Pitch taken, even the count 1-1 for a strike. Nice to see Wild Things offense showing life after 4 or 5 games of frustration for everybody. Playoff hopes were lost, unfortunately. Heck fouls this breaking pitch off right field line. Brings count 1-2. Wild Things were in the control of their own destiny for the final road trip and just allowed the situation to slip out of their hands. But those peaks and valleys happen. Just unfortunate for the players individually. Heck swings and miss on that breaking pitch. Strikes out for out number 2. It's going to bring up Chris Grayson, the center fielder. Grayson, to the best of my knowledge, his only hit thus far was a bunt single. Grayson, Louisiana native, Monroe, steps in. Andrew Wick still tossing after taking a break with the elongated inning. Chandler comes set to face Grayson with 2 outs. Runners on the corner still. Swing and a miss for Grayson on a breaking ball for strike 1. Grayson settles back in with the 0-1 count in front of him. Willard on first, reached via single. Fidanza via error. Grayson takes that fastball, strike 2. Quickly 0-2 against the lefty. Grayson entering the ballgame 276, 9 doubles, 4 home runs. Chandler comes set, the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball down. Blocked by De La Rosa. Brings the count 1-2. Nice outing for Luke Wilkins in his last start of the year. Grayson settles in with the 1-2. Fastball away. Evens the count 2-2. Prolonged inning here in the ninth. 10-19. We're over 3 hours of baseball. Chandler set. Pitch on the way. Hits Grayson in the thigh. Strolls down the first base with the base to now load the bases. Willard moves to second. Manager for Lake Erie comes out. We're going to have a pitching change. The left-hander is going to enter the ball game, I believe. We'll pause as pitching change occurs. Wild Things lead 9-3. Back to action here. Washington Wild Things 2016 season. Professional baseball. Now batting for your Wild Things will be number 31, Ricky Rodriguez. Wild Things have 2 outs. Bases loaded. Rodriguez started this rally with a double off the third base bag. Wild Things lead 9-3 here, top of the 9th. Ricky fouls his fastball straight back. Bringing the count 0-1. Entering the ballgame, left-hander Jeff Daly. Daly, 2 innings of work, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Trying to mop this one up with the Wild Things with a 6-run lead. Pitch on the way. Ricky swings and miss. Brings count 0-2. Chris Grayson reached via hit batter. Ryan Willard on second. Reached via single. John Fidanza reached via error. Bases loaded. 2 men out. 0-2 count on Ricky. Pitch on the way. Swing. Drive to left field. Left fielder going back. Hurley going back. Hurley going back. Makes a grab right on the track. 3 or 4 feet short of the wall. Ricky Rodriguez flies out, but smiling to the dugout, who clearly had something to say on that 0-2 swing. Austin Wilbrock clapping, giving him a hard time. We're going to pause as we're going to enter the bottom of the 9th. Wild Things lead 9-3. Andrew Wick entering the ball game. I'll replay his 2016 season in Washington for you. And thanks for joining us as the Wild Things look to collect the last 3 outs of the ball game. Back in Avon, Ohio, bottom of the 9th inning, Wild Things lead 9-3. Wild Things 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Lake Erie 3 hits, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. Andrew Wick, as I mentioned, entering the ballgame. Wick enters the night, 3.38 ERA, 2.1 record, 34 games appeared in. Second to only Colin Stanley and Devin Davis, who are tied at 35, now 36. Wick has 42 and 2/3 innings pitched, 43 strikeouts, 15 walks, limiting the batters to a 182 batting average against. Wick, fastball, cutter, changeup. Likes to let that fastball get up there to the low mid-90s. Always curious what he's capable of throwing. He likes to check out the gun every once in a while, see if he can get 2s, 3s, and 4s to light up there. It's going to be a pitch hitter for Lake Erie here. Gonna see a first pitch fastball. It's gonna be left-hander Ryan Siegel. Richard Siegel, sorry. Wick gets ahead, 0-1, comes set. Pitch on the way. Hangs and delivers. Fastball misses away. He's going to look that one up. There's a 95 on the board. I'm sure I'm going to have to hear about that one on the bus. 1-1 count. Andrew Wick, one of the more eccentric. He's a bullpenner. He's a bullpen guy entirely. If you're around baseball enough and you know what closers are like or bullpen guys, he's a typical closer, bullpen guy. Character, personality, a little bit of an ego. But that's why those guys handle those jobs. 1-1 on the way. Fastball fouled straight back. Takes a different type of person to get those late inning outs, and Andrew Wick certainly fits that mold with the tattoos, the haircut, the velocity. Character is the best way to explain him. 1-2 on the way. Changeup misses away. Evens count 2-2. Zach Rotz would fit that mold as well. If anyone got to know Zach. Before his time being spent with the Dodgers. 2-2 on the way. Fastball inside, 91, strike 3. Here, and more arguments with home plate umpire Mike Martin. Chirping back and forth. Gotta love the banter back and forth, and sometimes when a leash is allowed a little bit longer than it should. Quality entertainment. Might not be the best language, but always good for a laugh. 1 out. Rob Powler facing Andrew Wick. Takes that fastball for ball 1. Wild Things playing straight up against the leadoff man. Wick settles in. 1-0 on the way. Fastball's fouled out of play. 93. Ball comes straight down with some authority. Hitting one of the empty seats. All-Pro Freight Stadium has emptied relatively quick, following the 4th spot the Wild Things threw on Lake Erie here. Fan appreciation night. Wick comes set with the 1-1. Cutter. Slider, 85, strike 2. Never easy to lose, potentially, on fan appreciation night. Just puts a damper on things. Wick set. Pitch on the way. Fastball away. 95 again. He's going to look, and yes, he does. 95 on the gun. 2-2 count. Fortunate for your Wild Things, their last home game was ended via rain/thunder. Wick comes set, 2-2 against Powler. Strike 3. Cutter. 85. Ball goes around the diamond for strike 2. We're going to have another pitch hitter here for Lake Erie. It's going to be another left-hander. Nick Covello hitting 182 on the year. Covello hitting for Brendan Constantino, as statistically Andrew Wick does not allow righties to hit him, period. So threw out a couple lefties at him. Wick, first pitch, fastball, strike 1, 94 on the gun. He's going to be very excited after this showing. No doubt. Making quick work of Lake Erie thus far. 0-1 on the way. Hangs and delivers. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. 0-2, 2 outs. Wild Things lead 9-3. Nice to see Washington's offense show their true colors once again. Their capabilities. 0-2. 94. Ball 1. Just outside. Wick flexes, hoping to get that call. Going to do things over again. 1-2, 2 outs. Wick hangs and delivers. Strike 3. Wild Things win 9-3. Thanks for joining us here, All Pro Freight Stadium. Hope you enjoy this offensive showing from your Wild Things as they take Game 2 of the 3-game series. Show their capabilities of their potential of what's most likely been a frustrating road trip for everybody. Wild Things have a good handshake on the field. High fives across the board. Hopefully you enjoyed us for the final game of the season tomorrow. It's crazy how fast the season flies by. Last game of the season tomorrow, 5:05 Sunday here, Lake Erie. Have some good stories for a few guys' potential last games of their careers. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you join us again. This MSA production of Washington Wild Things Baseball.